T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. All three engines up and burning. 2, 1, 0, and liftoff. The final liftoff of Atlantis.
Hi, everyone. You have no idea what this could be about, right? I will just start by saying that I think we live in the best possible world we could live in. As a man or a woman nowadays, you have the right to pursue happiness. You have a lot of freedom, you have peace, you have a higher life expectancy than ever. Imagine you lived 100, 200, 1,000, 2,000 years ago. Doesn't sound very appealing, I think. Imagine you were a woman in the 1900s. Most probably, you couldn't vote. The universal right for voting for women was introduced in the late 1890s in the former British colonies, and in Europe, the first country to grant this to women was Finland in 1906, and the last ones were Switzerland and Liechtenstein in 1970 and 1990. Yeah, 1990. 1 year before I was born. If you are a woman nowadays, most likely is that you can vote, you can study, you can drive, you can have a career. Basically, you could do whatever you want to do. So, why do we still talk about this in 2019? You might wonder. I started being interested in this topic when I was in my third year in university. I took a class called Gender Studies. It was optional. The first seminar, the teacher said, "Do you know what is the double workday or the double burden?" Nobody had any idea. She said, "You know, when a woman comes back from work, she continues to work. She makes dinner, washes the dishes, washes the clothes, helps kids with homework, put the kids to bed." I'm pretty sure right now you have examples all around you. I saw this all my life, but I never questioned it. I will talk today about gender stereotypes. So, that accepted way of being a woman and that accepted way of being a man. Gender stereotype roles are the expectations of society of how you should perform if you are a boy or a girl. It's the traditional way of saying a boy or a girl what they should do, they can do, or what they can be. These stereotypes do not appear when you are asked as a little kid, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" They appear even before you go to the toy store and you have those toy aisles, blue or pink. They appear the moment people ask your parents, "Is it a boy or a girl?" And they start painting your room pink or blue. Gender stereotypes is something that I'm sure you all encountered so far. Think about some examples in your head. I will come up with some examples of my own. I was in high school when we had teachers that would bring us in front of the class to see if we know, the lesson from last time. They would comment on how we are dressed. They would comment on how our bodies look like, if we are girls. I still remember the math teacher once coming to the room and saying, "Girls, this is a math lesson for you. You will not need math much in life, just enough so the lady in the market will not trick you and make you pay more." I I Googled male manager. You see these pictures of strong, dominant, powerful men standing there alone. I Googled women manager. 3 pictures of there portray the woman in a sexual way, 2 pictures show her as hysterical, and 1 has a man behind her explaining her how to do her job. I have now 4 examples, 4 quotes from interviews. 1 is mine, the other 3 are from my girlfriends, and these are real stories. Example number 1. When I was in front of the recruitment team, halfway during the interview, the CEO asked, "Are you married? Committed girls get married young." Example number 2. Just before the interview started, the HR manager asked me, "Do you plan on having children in the next 3 years? Because if you do, we cannot afford hiring you and then replacing you." Example number 3. I was in my early 20s, trying to secure a job, and I was not having a lot of success. I asked my boyfriend, who was then older than me and had been working for some time, "What am I doing wrong?" And he said, "Honey, buy a fake wedding ring, put it on your finger, and you will see how interviews will change." Example number 4. I was in front of a panel trying to decide if I get a very important job. They had my CV printed, and they were looking at the positions I had before. They stopped at one and said, "I see here you had this very important position, but for someone your age, how did you manage to get that position? You're a girl. I can assume how you got that." These are real stories. No girl should ever be asked these questions during an interview. Gender stereotypes do not magically appear when you look for a job. This is 23-year-old athlete, Norwegian athlete, Ada Hegerberg, who won the most prestigious award in football, the Ballon d'Or, in France, and she was declared the best football player in the world. After the host gave her the award, he didn't ask about what sacrifices did you make to be here? How was your journey so far? How is it? How do you feel that you are the best, football player in the world? No. The host asked, "Can you twerk?" That's her face when she was asked while being given the most important prize in the industry, "Can you twerk?" She said a quick no and left the stage. Would a man athlete be asked the same question, "Can you twerk?" Or would he be asked about his efforts of getting there? I Googled best Halloween costumes for men. And I got pretty funny costumes, some scary, quite decent. I then Googled Halloween costumes for women. 80% of them are half naked. Just another example of stereotypes. I Googled man nurse. And then I looked at the suggestions. Strong, white, nursing, handsome. I Googled woman nurse. And I got the suggestions. Pretty, attractive. Men? There are certain words associated with men and women. Men are strong, powerful, dominant. They don't have emotions. Men don't cry. Women are warm, fragile, emotional, calm. Women can drive. This is a commercial from these years. The girl is portrayed as the social butterfly. What are you good at? Socializing. The boy is portrayed as the little scholar. His future starts here. he's portrayed as intelligent. This is a children's book. Boys fix things. Girls need things fixed. Right now in the world, there are 101 men for every 100 women. The ratio is almost 50 to 50. But, according to Harvard Women in Business, only 29% of senior management in the world are women. From all the presidents in the world, only 27 are women. These stereotypes are fabricated barriers. Why should we be stopped in doing something just because we are a boy or a girl? The beautiful girl's coloring book versus the brilliant boy's coloring book. Girls are beautiful, boys are brilliant. This is a drink that's not for women. I can't tell you why. Wouldn't it be easier for us to stop this antithesis between men and women, masculinity and femininity? This is not helping us in any way. We just need to accept, we need to collaborate together. This is a social construct. Wouldn't it be easier for us to just take them apart wherever they don't matter, like at a job interview? You know, what are your talents? What are your skills? What's your experience? Why do you ask me if I'm married? Does it matter? Should it matter? Would you ask a man the same thing? Man fuel for men stuff. Chocolate for men, or... And this Mother's Day, get back to the job that really matters. Clean your house. So, what can you do? You can challenge things. You can question things around you. When you see bias and stereotypes, signal it. Why should we limit ourselves to being pink or blue? Just remember, do not let any girl get those questions in interviews anymore. Thank you.